name is Shanique Yates, and I'm with aspireTV. And here at Aspire, we live by the phrase "see yourself here." So, first things first, can I have each of you tell me when's the first time you saw yourself reflected in the industry and was like, you know what, I'm gonna grow up and do that?
I can say with me, it was Suzanne DePass. And so I don't know if you guys know who she is. You guys are younger than me, so you may not. But she but Suzanne, helped discover the Jackson 5, and she was running record labels and producing movies like Mahogany and Lady Sings the Blues, and producing TV shows. And it was the first time I had ever seen a woman of color be profiled behind the scenes and be so successful and so empowered and creative in so many different capacities. And then she still had style too. Like I remember just like Suzanne DePass, oh my God, because she looked so cool. Like in all the pictures I'd see of her in Ebony magazine and stuff, she'd have something fly on and Jackson 5 would be right next to her, or Diana Ross or whatever. And so she really emulated, the life that I thought would be amazing to have, to be a creative woman and be able to call the shots and make your own decisions and stuff. So that was a role model for me. And I got to meet her later on after I got in the industry, which was even better.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I love that full circle moment for you.
Mm-hmm.
And how about you, Karen?
I think it was a mix of people. What made me start acting was actually my sister. But she did plays, and I saw her do that play, and it was a Black play. It was a play called The Colored Museum, and it was a bunch of Black people just in a museum, but they were historical features come to life. And I was like, oh my God, everyone's laughing and crying, and it's incredible. And I kind of realized later in life how much That's So Raven inspired me. Raven Simone, watching her was just like an unconscious thing, was like, she's legit a part of why my personality is the way my personality is, because I see her just be loud and funny and I'm like that, and I always imitate her, and I was very much her for a while, and she definitely has influenced me a lot. So I think it's a mixture of these two F's why I'm here.
Yeah, and Raven was really that girl, like from the fashions to everything.
Okay, she carried Disney on her back. All right.
she really did. She really did. And how about you, Sarunas?
I was raised in California, but born in Philly. Was there for the first few years of my life. So when I saw Fresh Prince and I saw Will Smith in there, he was the coolest thing I ever seen in my life. He was wearing Randall Cunningham jersey, which was my favorite quarterback at the time, Black quarterback for the Eagles. I had the same jersey he had. He was wearing all these cool clothes. I knew his music. He was tall. He had big ears, and I had big ears when I was young. It was just like, I just saw so much. And then he went from Philly to California, and then I did that. And I was like, yo, like, I'm really living this life. This is crazy, even though I wasn't in Philly. But it was just like, I didn't understand that I wanted to act. I said, like, I want to do that. And I was saying I wanted to be Will, but what I was saying is that I wanted to be in the film business. And he was then he had that crazy run for so long. He was just so inspiring to me. And he was like I said, he was tall too. So like, it didn't discourage me from being so tall, because, other people were like, we're just so tall. But in my head, I'm like, we're like 6'3", like, So I would say as a kid, he was one of the first ones that for sure had me like, oh, I want to do that. Him, Shia LaBeouf when I was young, like Even Stevens, because he was so funny in that. And then as an adult, I will say one of the first times I felt like the scene was Jay Ellis's character, Lawrence Insecure. So like all those were just like so inspiring to me. So like, yeah, I just combined all those and just kind of move forward with that in my own way.
And then they see you on Insecure, and they're like, oh, I want to be like him. He has big.
Right. And so now people can see themselves reflected through the games people play, And so, Tracey, I want to start with you, because I know in the games people play, everyone plays to win. How would you say that resonates with the viewers, like just in life in general?
Well, I mean, I think that we have so many different characters that I think, different people connect with on different levels because, I think, character like Nia, who's struggling and trying to climb the corporate ladder and be true to herself and not sell out for anything. I think a lot of people would connect with that because, everyone's trying to rise and trying to grow and trying to evolve, but being held back by or held down by other people. And then also too, I think a lot of brown skinned women connect with Karen and Nia. I mean, this is a beautiful brown skinned woman that, is smart and savvy and has vision, and all of that. And so, and then this season we also added Karuchi, to the cast. And so now we have a beautiful boss lady that is entering the scene, as well. And so, we get to see another empowered character and, who comes into Marcus's life. And we're going to see whether Marcus can resist, the charms of his boss lady. So, but I think this show, like, we have so many fun characters, and MJ, too, is our, I guess he is our, I don't even want to use the wrong term, but he loves love. I'll just say that much. And so, so he is another really fun character that is, Nia's best friend, her ride or die, colleague, also too trying to do the best things and not sell out who he really is. But, there's a lot of temptations that goes on. And so the other thing that's cool, I think this season, we get to see all of these characters kind of come together as friends also, and so they are all dealing with a lot of craziness that is going on in their personal lives, but we'll see how all of this kind of connects, this season and how they have or maybe don't have each other's back. So there's a lot of questions that are presented this season where we're trying to figure out if somebody's keeping it real or playing games or if there's deception going on. So it's really juicy. That's all I have to say.
Yes. And speaking of really juicy and just integrity, Karen, how does your character Nia grapple with her integrity being challenged this season as she continues to try to climb that ladder as a journalist?
I think as a journalist, I feel like your integrity is always being tried by somebody. So I think that she's used to that. And as you can see in season 1, she didn't take no for an answer and she got what she needs to get. She ended up showing everybody out, including her boss. Second season, I think a lot of personal things happened to her that are a little bit more difficult to get past or just, no, I'm not gonna take no for an answer because some things in life you can't control. So I think this season she has a lot to deal with personally and career-wise because all of this is starting to intertwine in a very kind of creepy, secretive way that she wasn't expecting. She expected something. She expected to be, okay, we have the foundation and it's a little, but she didn't expect what we're going to see this season. So she has a lot to deal with when it comes to that because everything's intertwining. Her friends, her family, as Tracey said, we're all together this season. And there's good and bad parts to that. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to work with this character.
Yeah. And my last question is for you, Sarunas. How does your character, Marcus, how has he impacted you personally? Like, what has that experience stepping into his shoes been like for you?
Being an actor, you never want to judge any of the characters that you're portraying. So I think this is a man that's easy to judge from other people's perspective without putting themselves in their shoes. So for me, portraying a character like this makes it I try to find some type of growth every time as a human being when I'm portraying different characters, especially some maybe if I'm not agreeing with some of the things that they're doing. So it kind of, I guess, expands some of my compassion in a sense, because you make sense of every decision and choice that they make. So I would say that's probably the main thing is kind of growing my compassion towards other people's decisions because of knowing the why behind it and thinking about the why now instead of just their decision.
And real quick before I go, can I have each of you give me one word to describe this season? And we can start with you, Tracey.
Deception.
Mm. Okay, who wants to go next? Karen?
It's a good one. It's a good one, Tracey.
There used to be a game show like that.
Oh,
Right.
Sarunas, you got one?
Oh man, I would say intense. Yeah.
I would say
Good one.
that was a good one. Y'all took the good ones. I should have gone second. I say passionate.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Do that.
So we have intense passion and deception for this season. Super excited for it all to unfold, and best of luck to you on all of your endeavors too.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.